All right, yeah. Question is, what games or activity can I try to make my learning more enjoyable? Okay, yeah. That is really good question. Okay, yeah. What exactly is this thing? What is that? Okay, yeah. So basically, is this thing the way that we learn? Okay, yeah. How do we supposed to make that method is bit really enjoyable, bit really kind of like a something fun? How do I supposed to do that? Am I learning anything? Yes. Yeah. I am photographer. Should I say photo? Like basically, it's this thing. I took photos, upload on the YouTube platform. Probably I'm gonna say photographer. Okay, creative photographer. All right. So sometimes I have an idea. Okay, regarding about this photo and that photo, that photo. Okay, yeah. I could take the photo. It's not really that much difficult. Like I just have to like I have mobile phone. I took the photo. Yeah. Important thing is that the editing process. Yeah, because the main crux, the main kind of like a something, the face of that photo is actually came from the editing process. Usually I use Photoshop, and some of the editing techniques are like really crazy. Like I didn't really knew that. Okay, yeah. So I just kind of like a went through tutorial, look for that, and try to figure it out, try to find out the solution, how I supposed to do this or do that. In that particular process I learned something. All right, yeah. So how do I supposed to make that learning process bit more enjoyable? uh it's I'm not really sure. Yeah, because at that time I was watching tutorial, understanding about how do I supposed to do that, and I try to do this thing. It's pretty much enjoyable. Okay, yeah. um like basically is this thing na ki, like okay, let me tell you one thing. This is a kind of like a something leader tutorial, and I try to do this thing by myself. Okay, yeah. So it's kind of like a something really enjoyable from like as I say at that, like basically is this thing. If I just like watch the tutorial, then probably I won't be able to learn. Okay, if I wanted to learn this thing, I have to practice, and I practiced about that particular method, and I try to do this thing. So um like basically how I make this particular thing, particular learning process enjoyable is that key. I try with myself, I try to do this thing. Okay, that key figure it out, how do I supposed to do that, and I try by myself. So this is the thing, kind of like a something make my learning bitterly enjoyable. Okay, because during this process I kind of like come up with a lot of problems. Okay, yeah, like this and that and that. I have to figure it out all those problems during this particular process. So it's good, it's great, and I learn a lot while into this particular process. So yeah. But basically this thing that there are so many ways of learning. Okay, yeah. How do I supposed to make more kind of like a something learning so much easier, so much enjoyable? All right, yeah. So when I was in the college, okay, I was in the engineering. There are a couple of kind of like a something like problem. Okay, yeah. Basically, sorry. Okay, yeah. So when I was in the college, there are a couple of kind of like a something problem. Okay, problem means like that couple of kind of like a something that key, like how is this, how is that, like how this mechanism is actually working or not, वगैरह वगैरह. Okay, how do I suppose to solve this new numerical or not? Okay, yeah. I am really bad at consuming information through words. Okay, yeah, like really bad. Like I won't be able to process that information. Like basically, if I say define the elasticity, okay, yeah, then probably there is a kind of like a something term that basically is this thing that key the shape of that particular object regain by itself, that is called elasticity. All right, yeah. Is it right? Um, Probably, yeah. What's the plasticity? Plasticity is that key it will not regain its own shape. That is called plasticity. Okay. Am I kind of like something correct or not? Like basically I'm kind of like a something humiliating by myself. Let me check first of all Google, then I try to tell you what is exactly the problem. Okay, yeah, so define elasticity. Okay, yeah, so define elasticity, the quality that something has being able to stretch and return to its original shape and size. Yeah, that is it. And define plasticity. Wait, P L A S T I C. Okay, so the quantity of the being easily shape. Okay, yeah, define plasticity. All right. The quality of being easily shaped or molded. Yeah, that means like the like basically it did not regain its shape. Okay, yeah, the quality state being is capability is a model to attain the ability and retain its shape and attending. Plasticity is the ability to certain solid to flow to change the shape permanently. Yeah, definitely. Okay, like basically is that if you don't really understand, all right, yeah, rubber, have you seen the any kind of like something rubber? Okay, yeah, like basically hairband rubber or whatever is rubber. Okay, yeah, so these rubber are kind of like a something you stretch, and after you stretch and then you release it, kind of like a regain its shape and size. All right, yeah. Plasticity means like that it will not regain its shape and size. Example is that like um like basically if you have a kind of like a some sort of like a wood. Okay, yeah, like it's a wood, yeah, like you kind of like a something bend a wood or kind of like a something, I don't know. Okay, wood is should supposed to be brittle, it's not supposed to be, but whatever. Okay, yeah, you bend the wood, then probably it will not regain its shape. Okay, yeah, I don't know, like basically this is all those things happened year ago while I was doing engineering. So yeah, so what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that key, I'm not really good with the consuming that information through words. I usually understand all those definition, all those numerical and mechanism and everything by the visual point of perspective. Means like that he, I just have to realize what exactly is this thing. Okay, there is a one specific moment that I wanted to mention. While I was doing engineering, there is a couple of chapter. I wanted to specify one specific chapter, IC engine. Okay, yeah, internal combustion engine. So in the IC engine, how IC engine work? Okay, yeah. So in the IC engine, there are four stroke cycle. Okay, yeah, like suction, compression, power, and exhaust. Each steps is kind of like a have particular process about how do we supposed to piston rotate on its cylinder. All right, yeah, it's a very technical term over here. Okay, I don't want to go deep inside it. So when I read about that particular stuff, I can't understand a thing, like nothing really at all. Like everything is just go bouncer. Even if I understand couple of words, but I still can't understand the gravity of it. Still can't understand what is actually this thing. Okay, yeah. Then at that time YouTube was not really available. Like is it available? But actually, like accessing YouTube is required far more speed internet, and at that time it has a GPRS or 2G something like that. Okay, yeah, and using 3G was really expensive. Okay, yeah, so internet was kind of like something very limitless. Okay, so internet. So I wanted to know about how the IC engine work. Then kind of like a something um, one of the teacher who has a kind of like a really good teacher. Okay, yeah, I forgot his name. He actually kind of like a showcase in his teaching style. When he teach some sort of thing, he teach really good. Okay, yeah, so he teaches something that how this IC engine work. He kind of like a demonstrate that this is that. He put some sort of drawing, then he kind of like a play some sort of videos on the slideshows. Okay, yeah, and when this thing happened, I kind of like a realize everything what is actually this IC engine work. Okay, yeah, so what I'm trying to tell you is this thing that key, I never really learn anything from the conventional way of learning. Okay, like reading a books and something like that. I didn't really learn that. Okay, yeah. But when I try to visualize the thing, then I understand so well, so good, and basically I wanted to know more about how this thing work, how this that thing work. There is also one thing that I wanted to mention over here. Okay, yeah. So I was doing a job, and I was at the kind of like a something going to another city. So usually I travel by the train. Okay, yeah. This actually happened in 2017, maybe 17 or 18. Yeah. So not seven. It's a 17. Yeah, it's a 17. Okay, yeah. So I usually kind of like simply go up and down. Up and down means like that. Ki by the travel, by the train, I have to go to the destination, do my work, come back. All right, yeah. So during this particular process, internet was also a bit really costly. Okay, yeah, and I don't really have that much internet. Like it has, like in 2016, there is an internet revolution happened with a Geo in India, but I didn't really have that handset to kind of like a 4G handset. I didn't really have that 4G handset, so I won't be able to access that much internet. But is that key? In my phone, I have this Wi-Fi function, and railway station is actually have free Wi-Fi. So I connect the Wi-Fi and I download bunch of videos. Okay, yeah. There is a one specific YouTube channel that I wanted to mention. The knowledge. Okay, in that particular YouTube channel, they actually explain that like science stuff, everything about how this black hole work, how the wormhole, how this and that. Okay, yeah. How the gravity affect on the speed of light and everything. What is a like what is a general theory of relativity, what is E is equal to mc square, how the like basically all those kind of like a space related stuff. And when I like watch those videos, I was kind of like a feel really hunger for that. Like I don't know, I just wanted to know more about this thing, wanted to know more about that, how this space work. And I am really excited to know about this thing. Like basically there is a one moment that I wanted to mention. Okay, yeah. So basically I have to go to the office. Okay, I went to the railway station. I turn on the Wi-Fi and internet was access. And then I went to the YouTube and watching couple of videos. Train was kind of like a something bit late. Okay, yeah. So I was watching. Then basically train was kind of like something 1 hour late, and I was in that particular zone, that particular understanding about this and alien stuff and space stuff and something like that. Okay, yeah. Then what is actually happened? Okay, then the train was arrived, and if I went to the train, then probably Wi-Fi connection will drop. I will not gonna have internet connection. That means I will not gonna watch that particular video. I was into that particular thing a really lot. Okay, so what I did is that he I never really went to I never really went to that that city. I never really aboard that train. I was in the platform, okay, for almost like a 6 hour, and I was just watching this space related stuff. Yeah, non-stop. By the way, I called managers that I'm kind of like something sick and I won't be able to come. Okay, yeah. So like basically at that day my payment was cut. Like yeah, but still it was worth it. Okay, yeah, because at that day I still remember that day. Okay, yeah, like I went to that platform at almost like a 10 a.m, and from 10 a.m to 4 a.m, 5 yeah, 5 p.m, 5 p.m, 5:30 p.m. Oh yeah, till the 5:30 p.m I was kind of like a something just like listening this thing, listening about these videos and watching this video and that video. Simultaneously I was also downloading those videos too. Okay, yeah. At that time I realized myself that I am really hungry for the knowledge. Like I am like basically this thing, I wanted to know more about this stuff and that stuff. But the conventional way of education is a kind of like a something that it never really connect with that much. Like I don't know, like it's kind of like a something really off to me, and like I don't really understand the consumption of the knowledge through the words. Okay, yeah. And I usually consume a lot of information through visual point of perspective, and till now whatever the information that I have, just from watching videos on YouTube platform, and that's it. Okay, I just hardly know anything from like things that I learned from the conventional way of learning. Nothing. Okay, so that's why I'm really bad at school. Okay, yeah. Like basically at the 10th standard, I achieve like I get 50.62 50.62 percentage at the 10th standard. At the 11th standard, I get 46 points somehow, 46 point something something percentage at the 12th standard. Okay, yeah. And then also engineering, I kind of like a something pass in engineering, means like that engineering diploma. I never did in graduation. Okay, yeah. I'm talking about engineering diploma. And in engineering diploma, I just pass in kind of like a something just at the like a 35%, like a 35 marks, that's it. Just, yeah. and and basically is this thing that key, the engineering diploma, it required me to complete like this diploma is a kind of like a, sorry, 3 years of diploma. It took me 6 years to complete. So you could understand how much fuck I am regarding about the kind of like a something consuming information through conventional way, just like no. Okay, yeah. So is this thing the regarding about this question, how do I supposed to make my learning more enjoyable, kind of like a something, is this thing that ki, like everyone is a kind of like a something very different. Okay, yeah. Different means like that ki how they should supposed to be consuming information. All right, yeah. I seen so many people are really good with the words. Okay, like basically I know some of the people who are kind of like a love reading, and they are kind of like a something read and they just understand everything. If those people are you, then probably you don't really need a kind of like a something other way of learning. You just have to just read that particular thing, you learn lot of thing. Okay, yeah. But if you're kind of like a something person who are kind of like a something struggling with this learning and something like that, there is no problem with the learning, there is no problem with your, like you're not like studies really boring. No, studies really like not, studies never get boring, never. Like basically is this thing that at this moment I am 32, I watch so many videos regarding about every category: fashion, space, weapon, self development. Like I don't know, like basically I watch so many Dhruv Rathi's videos. I watch like Dhruv Rathi is a YouTuber. He also kind of like make a educational videos. There are so many videos, so many channels regarding about educations and with animation too. Okay, yeah, like I just want to know how this happened, like in history, in everything. Like basically is this thing now, I the all the information that I have regarding about it, what is actually happening in my life, is actually learned by this video format through this visual point of perspective. So if you are that kind of like a something person, okay, now you have access, like basically in 2024, now you have access, like you have internet, you have a chat gpt, you have AI. Okay, there is no problem that you won't be able to understand. Okay, yeah. And it's a kind of like a something, there are a lot of videos about this and that it's really good. And as also beside all those things, there are also other source like on academy or kind of like a Byju's, or all those things are kind of like a something help you to learn even more, really great. All right, yeah. So it's not a problem about kind of like a something bore. No, learning is never get bored. It's been really interesting. You just have to find the way that how do you supposed to learn that thing. You just have to find the way that how do you supposed to enjoy that particular process of learning. And trust me, just like learning is a kind of like a something thing that your brain is actually meant for learn. Okay, like you think that ki, like your study is literally boring. It's not boring. Okay, like the method of the way that you study is boring. Change the method, change something and just learn something, because your brain is always hungry for the information. He wants to know about this and that and that. Like basically I'm like everyone dude. Okay, yeah. Everyone is actually hungry for the information. You just have to change the that kind of like something perspective, or change the kind of like something method of getting the information. And you, when you get that information, you feel really good. You feel that key, Wow. Okay, yeah. Um, I wanted to recommend couple of the YouTube channels. Dhruv Rathis, okay, yeah, really great, like lots of information. Nitish Rajput, if you want to know about the history and kind of like a something that ki, like history, the way that the video is made was regarding about really good. Okay, I'm talking about as an Indian point of perspective. If you are living at US and Europe, obviously there are also educational videos, there are educational informative videos, channels, YouTube channels over there too. I'm not really sure about those things, but they are also available over there. Just look for that, watch those videos, really great. Okay, as also there is also one thing in 2024 we have this vertical video called shorts or reels. Don't really consume information from that, okay, because probably the information that you get from there, from vertical video is possibly fake. Yeah. Why? Because of that key short form or video are kind of like a meant to be hook for you. Hook for you means like that key they are kind of like a something grabs your attention, okay, yeah. And for that particular thing they kind of like a something telling lots of thing about things that kind of like a something untrue, or kind of like a something that key like not properly examined, like it's not valid answer, it's not valid thing, okay, yeah. So consume information through long form of video, not short or not vertical video, okay. And you will be really good, you get really good, okay, yeah. So this is the way that you kind of like a simply make your learning even more enjoyable. All right, yeah. Next question.